Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Rock Fabulous 40s, and today I have a foundation and a concealer that I want to talk to you guys about. This is going to go along with that whole Finding That Perfect Foundation for Me series that I started, I guess, about a year and a half ago or whatever. And this, I'm actually going to do this as a foundation and concealer because I purchased both of these at the same time. This is not a first impression because I have been testing out these two products now for probably about a good month. And what I'm talking about is the Estee Lauder Perfectionist Youth-Infusing Serum Makeup with Broad Spectrum SPF 25, this guy right here. And I am in the color 3W1 Tawny. And I'm also talking about the Estee Lauder Double Wear Custom Coverage Correcting Duo, this little guy right here. And let me start by reading you just a little bit about the Estee Lauder Perfectionist Foundation. So I can give you guys a little bit of a background as to what Estee Lauder says that this makeup is all about. So I'm on the Estee Lauder website right here. And it looks like it comes in 18 shades from what I can tell. And it is 1 fluid ounces and it's $48. So it's not a cheap foundation. You guys know that my all-time favorite, the Clinique Even Better foundation, it's only $28. Well, I don't know if you guys know it's only $28, but it's only $28. So this is almost double the price of my Clinique foundation. So anyway, so there is that. This is $48 for 1 ounce. 18 shades, I did say that. And it says, for the product details, it says infuse youth with breakthrough makeup from serum experts, infused with age-defying perfectionist serum technology. I don't know what age-defying perfectionist serum technology is, and it doesn't explain what it is, but keep reading here. It says it instantly brightens and perfects, reduces the looks of lines, it nourishes, and it's oil-free. And then it says the benefits are it firms, brightens, hydrates. It has medium to full coverage. And then for coverage underneath that, it actually says medium coverage. It says it has a satin finish. Formula facts. It says it's got a broad spectrum of SPF 25. It's oil-free, dermatologist tested, ophthalmologist tested, non-acnogenic, won't clog pores, and fragrance-free. Also, just so you guys know, the first ingredient in this foundation is water, but the second ingredient is silicone. The second ingredient is, let me see if I can pronounce this, cyclopentasiloxane. Cyclopentasiloxane. I hope I'm saying that right. I probably just totally butchered that. But that is a type of silicone. And then right after that, the third ingredient is dimethicone, which is definitely a silicone. So even though the first ingredient in this is water, it is still a silicone-based foundation. And the silicone is good for helping hydrate the skin. Now, if you do have allergies to silicone, stay away from this because it does have plenty in it, with it being the second and third ingredients on the ingredients list. Okay, so the concealer, this is the Double Wear Custom Coverage Correcting Duo. It does come in many shades. It's got lavender, green, yellow, pink, peach, and apricot. Tangerine and orange also. I have the one in peach, which is the light to medium. And what this says, which, by the way, this product is $28 for this guy right here. Okay, so the product details here says, correct conceal, custom dark correct circle spots, redness, dullness, and more. Get 2 levels of coverage, 1 light and luminous with brush applicator, 1 concentrate with targeted sponge tip, up to 24 hours of full coverage. Benefits. Perfecting Duo helps correct uneven skin tone and more. Formula facts, ophthalmologist tested, dermatologist tested, acnogenic, and won't clog pores. Alright, and the ingredients in this is, the first ingredient again is water, the second ingredient is dimethicone, which is a silicone, and the third ingredient is dimethicone silicate, okay, which is also a dimethicone. So again, this is really, really high in silicone as well. Alright, so basically one of the things that I've learned about this is the two sides here. This side, which has got like a matte tube, and then this side has got like a shiny tube. One side is supposed to be matte and one side is supposed to be luminous. Now what is kind of weird about this is the side that has the matte tube here, this is actually the luminous or the highlighting side, and this side with the shiny tube is actually the matte side that you use for concealing. So it's a little confusing when looking at it because you would think that the frosted glass would be the matte, but it's not. We are going to move right along to actually the application of this. Now, I have already cleansed, moisturized, put my eye cream on and my primer. I'm using my Becca Backlight priming filter. I have used this with several primers. Like I said, I've tested this out throughout the entire month, and I've used not only my Becca, but I've used my hydrating from Smashbox. I've used my Pro Glow from L'Oreal. I've used my hydrating from NYX. I've used my Urban Decay tightening primer. I mean, I've used all sorts of primers with this. My IT Cosmetics serum primer, and all the primers seem to react the same way with this foundation. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right into applying. So let me zoom you guys in. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get in with the application, and what I like to do with the application of these products, I'm going to do it the way that the lady at the Estee Lauder counter showed me how to do it, and it really came out so beautiful, and this is how I've been actually using these two products together. First, I use the Double Wear concealer here, and I use the matte side, which is the side with the shiny tube, and the matte side also has a doe foot applicator. Okay. This again is the light to medium in peach. Okay, and what I do with this guy is I actually take it and I put it in the areas where I have hyperpigmentation. So if I want to cover my hyperpigmentation, I'm going to go in with this. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to swipe a little bit of it right here where I have my most hyperpigmentation spots here. Okay, I'm going to do both sides the same. And you guys will notice all of my hyperpigmentation is right here in my jawline, so I'm not going to be bringing it up any higher than that. Okay, and then I'm going to take my foundation brush and I'm just going to kind of pounce that in a little bit. I'm not rubbing it in, I'm just kind of pouncing it, and I'm going to let it sit there for just a second. I'm also going to bring some down my neck here because I also have got hyperpigmentation down under there too. Okay, then I'm going to bring a little bit up onto my forehead, which I also have some hyperpigmentation right in through here. And again, you don't have to use both products, and you definitely don't have to use them in the way that I'm using them. I'm just using them in the way that the lady at the Estee Lauder counter applied them for me, and I really liked how it came out. So now I'm going to take that same peachy concealer and I'm going to go right into the shadows of my eyes. So what I've noticed about my eyes is, yes, I've got some darkness right here, but most of the darkness that I have in my eyes is due to shadows, and those are sometimes a little bit harder to cover than just say flat on, you know, dark circles. So what I'm doing is I'm just strategically placing this. I'm not going all the way out and I'm not going all the way under my eye. And then I'm going to take my little concealer brush here. This is from Bogacious. I got this in a BoxyCharm. This is the concealer brush from Bogacious. And I'm just going to pounce it in right here into those shadows. Okay, you notice I'm not going above onto the bag of my eye. I'm just trying to stay right into that little crevice of the shadow. Okay, and then to blend it a little bit more, I'm just going to take my foundation brush and just kind of pounce it in just a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to take just a tiny bit just right around my nose, because today I am just a little red right here. Okay, then one of the things that she also did was she took the highlighting side, which is this frosted glass side here, and the highlighting side is not a doe foot. The highlighting side is actually a little brush. Can you guys see that? And it's got a little bit of luminosity to it. It's not a whole lot, but it is a little bit. It's more brightening, I want to say, than highlighting, I guess. Okay, and then I'm going to take my sponge. This is a Real Techniques Diamond Sponge, which has been one of my all-time favorites lately. And I'm just going to pounce that into the skin. And I'm bouncing my table in the process, so sorry about that. Okay. And now let's go in with the foundation. So, I'm going to take the Estee Lauder Perfectionist Youth-Infusing Serum Makeup, this guy right here. And guys, don't mind my t-shirt. It's really big. It's like my nighttime shirt. I've just put a pump on the back of my hand here, and I'm just going to take it and just as I would apply any other foundation. And you really, guys, don't really need that much of it, to be quite honest. As a matter of fact, you don't want to take too much of it, because too much of it will actually get a little too dewy on the skin, I guess is the best word I can use for it. So I'm just going to take my brush and blend, blend, blend. I love this brush. This is the one of the It Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe dual brushes. It's got the foundation brush on one side, which I'm using now, and then it's got the concealer brush on the other side, which is a really nice brush as well. Into the hairline, because that's how I always do it. And this stuff, guys, it blends so easily. It's just amazing to me how well this blends. Okay, and then I will take my sponge, my dampened beauty sponge, and I will pounce it in. Just kind of press it into the skin, make it meld with the skin. I always do this because I really feel that it helps the makeup really meld with the skin and become one with your skin. So it never looks cakey or too built up. It just looks like skin. Okay, that's the application I do with the Estee Lauder Perfectionist Youth-Infusing Serum Makeup. I'm going to go ahead and, if you guys will go ahead and notice or take a look, that a lot of the foundations I wear, yes, my hyperpigmentation is still showing a little bit, but a lot of the foundations that I typically wear, it shows a lot worse. So it has really covered a big portion of that, plus the fact that it still looks like skin. It does not look like caked on makeup onto my face. I'm going to cut out for a minute. I'm going to go finish up the rest of my face, and I will be back in just a few minutes. Okay, guys, makeup is done, so my final thoughts. Don't mind the t-shirt. This is still my sleepy shirt. I like it. I really like it. I find that it does not seep into the fine lines and the pores. It does not make me look like I have polka dots. It is very hydrating to the skin. Like, okay, my skin, for those of you who have been watching me for a while, you know a couple of years ago I struggled with horrendous acne. I've since cleared that up, but now my skin is very, I want to say dry combo, so like it's dry in spots, but then it's oily right around the T-zone, and then it's normal in other spots. So it's really, I want to say, more leaning towards the dry combo. So if you have a skin type that is very similar to mine, I think this is going to work wonderful for you. Like I said, it does not seep into the lines or the wrinkles. It does not seep into the pores, does not give me polka dots. And the wear time has been really good. I've worn this to work and worn it all day long, worn it through a workout, came home later that night, maybe 9, 10 o'clock, went to wash it off. So I had it on from 7 in the morning until 9 or 10 in the evening, and it was still there, and I could still see it, and I still had really decent coverage. It hadn't broken up and like started crumbling's not the word. It didn't break up and start like splotching off my skin, if that makes sense. So, I mean, it did a really, really nice job. Is it worth the $48? Yeah, I really think it is. I think it's really, really a nice foundation. The concealer, I feel that the concealer is really nice for the under eye shadows, like I used it today. It's also really nice for those of you who might have some hyperpigmentation here and there. Like, you guys know I have it all down along my jawline here and, on my neck. But you guys can tell, you can't, I mean, you can probably still see it just a tiny bit, but it's not bad. I mean, it doesn't stand out near as much as it normally does with other foundations that I wear. So I'm loving this. I love the matte side for that coverage for the hyperpigmentation in the shadows. And I love the highlighting side for, just like the tops of my cheekbones and just some areas that I want to bring a little life to the skin. I'll use the highlighting side. So was this worth what I spent, the $28? Was it $28 for this? I think it was. Was this worth the money that I spent? Hell yeah, it was. I really, really feel it is right up there with my Benefit Erase Paste when it comes to, or Boing Concealer now, when it comes to like covering the dark circles under my eyes. I feel it's right up there with a little added benefit of covering up some of the hyperpigmentation as well. I have used this alone. I have used this with other foundations. I have used this foundation without this under it, and it still provides a really strong medium coverage. So guys, I'm really liking the both of these, and yes, they were a lot of money, but yes, they were totally worth it. Are they as good as, or is this as good as my all-time favorite Clinique Even Better? I would have to say that it is right up there with it. These two have got a very, very close running. I've gone about a month wearing this, and I really, really am enjoying it, and I have been actually wearing this more than I have my Clinique one lately. And not to say I still don't love my Clinique, because I do, but I've been reaching for this one a little bit more. I think maybe this is going to be really great for, this time of the year when it's colder, and I think my Clinique Even Better is going to be better for me during the summer months when it's a little warmer, if that makes sense, because your skin kind of changes a little bit. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got, and I like them both. So I hope you guys found this video review kind of interesting or informative. If you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Also, guys, you can look me up on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, all under Rock Fabulous 40s. And if you guys want to be notified of videos that I have posted, go ahead and hit the bell down there as well. And also down there somewhere is a subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there so you too can rock your fabulous 40s. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.